right, welcome and thanks for joining me today. Let's talk. If I had $1 for every time somebody asked me when's the wedding, I'd be a millionaire. Straight facts. Oh my gosh. So I've been engaged now for about 3 years. Originally I thought, 18 months was reasonable, full year to plan. And since we wanted a small wedding, that would be more than sufficient to get us to where we wanted to be. Fast forward, wedding planning is on a halt, and we've been engaged for about 3 years and together 7 years. Um, we don't even have a date for the wedding. I laugh, but I'm not laughing. Um, being engaged and being asked to marry um, my fiance, I think showed an overall level of commitment to our relationship. However, right now I'm like a limbo standstill. Ultimately, I chalk it up to we got engaged too soon. You know, I believe it was him being ready to show full commitment to us, to our family, to the relationship, and that I would be his forever, but not ready for everything that came after that. And I'm gonna take you down like a little memory lane type of thing. So we got engaged near the end of the year. So Martin Luther King Day was like the next day we had off together. And we took that whole day. We're gonna take the whole day to start planning the wedding. And we went to Barnes and Nobles, got our drinks, bought his laptop. We worked on the guest list. Mine was very simple. I already knew I don't want a whole bunch of spectators. I don't want a whole bunch of people. I really want people who are near and dear to me and who have been writers in my life. So my list was very simple. And he started writing his list, and he started, well, I probably should invite this person. Well, what about this person? What about that person? And I'm like, I thought we decided on the number. We said 50 people, 25, 25. You better fix this number, right? you know, I think that day we even looked at some venues online and figured out, what do we want? And it was a good day. I think it was a very successful day for us to get the process started. It was a memorable moment, and I was really excited about everything else that came after. They got me a book. I started planning. I had everything in the book that we had looked at. I started making a place to hold everything online. That way we had things to go back to if we wanted to look and reflect on what we had saw so far. Um, a few weeks had passed, and he planned a special day for us at some of the places that we had found, and also even plans for wedding dress shopping. I know a lot of people probably frown at that, but I think I thought it was very nice, and I had kind of been dragging my feet, so it was a way to kind of get my feet wet and figure out what type of dress I like and go through that whole process of being measured, knowing your size, blah 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 blah, right? And it was it was a moment to remember. I remember the first time I came out with the dress, and he had like something in his eye. I don't want to call them tears, but he had something in his eye, and it was a moment for me when I saw myself with the veil and the full dress, and I'm like, oh my God, this is really happening. This is it. And we enjoyed that moment together. Who better than your best friend to go shopping with, right? So I know it's a taboo, but we enjoyed that moment. And we looked at some venues, and I said, man, there was one particular venue that we really, well, I don't know if I really loved. I think he loved it too. And I think that's when we realized the cost of this wedding is not what we had even imagined, that the, when the little finance side of me kind of kicked in, um, especially since we were having such a small wedding. How could it cost us so much to do something for 50 people? We were looking near to like the $30,000 range, and we did a comprehensive budget after we met at that venue and went through every line item you could possibly think of, down to the wedding invitations, the shoes, the dresses, the changing of outfits, you name it, car, releasing of the doves, and blah blah blah, all the, all the extravagant things that I had on my list. I wanted a cake swing. I wanted to um, just have these memorable moments. I wanted a painting of our first dance, and um, although we only had a little bit of people, I really wanted all these little separate moments that would have captured something special throughout the night for us. But it's so hard, I don't want, I have a finance background, but it's so hard because I manage my money so to the T, I guess you want to say. I'm very diligent about how I spend money to make sure that I can maintain a really good lifestyle. So it's so difficult sometimes to spend such a large amount on something when you calculate it really it's for less than 6 hours. What could we really have done with that money? And not only that, we had no house, we have two kids, and our finances really weren't just in order yet. So at that moment, I realized what I really wanted to do, um, to achieve this special night. Costs didn't really equal to the outcome we were getting. It didn't really make financial sense. And that's kind of when everything paused for the wedding, so to speak. Um, we went wedding dress shopping one more time. I found another place, and man, that second place, I found a gown. So just so you know, I want a train for the gods. I gotta be 6 foot or longer. Like, please get it out there. Like 6 foot is the least I can do. Like, I want just to be down the way. And if you can see my hand right now, it's extending. Let's just say that. So uh, what did I say? You have high chest but small pocket. So uh, we took a pause, and you know, I get questioned all the time about, oh my gosh, how long have you been engaged? What are you guys waiting for? When are you gonna do it? How come you aren't married already? Well, what's the problems? Oh, don't you want to be together? Everything you could possibly think of tied to the engagement and why we aren't married yet. And my answer to that is do what works for you. These people ain't living in your shoes. These people don't know what your financial standing is. These people don't know your relationship. Do what works for you. That's my response to everybody that's asking me. And I try to be a little bit more eloquent when I tell them. And I try to be eloquent when I tell people they weren't even invited to the wedding that I almost possibly had anyways. Because I really don't care for y'all to be there. Um, so, you know, at the end of the day, you got to do what works for you. And is, what do you and your fiance want to do? And more importantly, what do you want to do based on everything, all the factors? One size doesn't fit all. Most people say, oh, by 2 years you're supposed to be, married after you get engaged. Most people 1 year, they're able to do it. That's not what fits for me. That's not what fits for my situation. That's not what fits for my fiance. And I'm okay with that. A lot of other people who are on the outside looking in aren't okay with it. But it's so strange. When y'all was getting married, I was not up in y'all business. Or when y'all didn't get married, I wasn't in it either. You know what I mean? Stop trying to please everybody else. And I guess really I'm speaking to myself, although I'm speaking to others, is that everybody has their own thoughts and ideas that they want to impress upon you. Everybody's done or been through things that they feel like, oh, this is what you should do too. No, that's okay. Thanks, but no thanks. That's cute. That worked for you. Keep it cute, boo. But not for me. No, thank you. we're gonna do it on our timing. We're gonna do it the way we want to do it. We're gonna do it when we want to do it. That might not be for another 2, 3 years. Who knows? Especially with Rona out here, coronavirus. But seriously, like, it's okay. Y'all gonna be all right. When we get to it, I'm gonna send you this video. Y'all can see the video afterwards because it's probably gonna be just me and him, anyways. So to everybody that's so concerned about when we gonna get married, when we doing this, when y'all doing that, when we want to, that's my final answer. That's all I got for y'all today.